I want to welcome all of you today to the Canine Health segment of our episode. I've got a very special guest with us, Dr. Lisa Schaefer. Lisa, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Thank you, Dan. I'm a geneticist. I've been a geneticist for over 25 years, and I'm concerned with canine genetic health.
How do we know which diseases to test our dogs for?
There are many diseases that occur in hunting dogs, and you don't always know what to test for because many genes, the material that is in our DNA that causes the various traits and sometimes diseases, are silent. So by looking at your dog, you can't tell what genes or traits they may carry.
Okay.
So there's 3 different states for most genetic diseases. You can either be clean or clear, and in our world that means normal. You can be a carrier, meaning you carry one gene, one bad gene, but you don't show the trait, you don't show the disease, or diseased or affected, meaning that you have 2 copies of that gene and you have the disease.
A copy from the male and a copy from the female.
Right, and so the puppy receives both, one from mom and one from dad. Now, Sanine, you had asked me about mixed breed dogs. For mixed breeds, it's also important to screen. And with your working dogs, many times these are mixed breed dogs.
Okay.
It helps to know the parentage. So for mixed breed dogs, such as your Labradoodle, you would need to think about screening for diseases that run in poodles and diseases that run in Labradors.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because there's, I'm sure, a lot of different diseases that affect both.
Yes, that's because we have been keeping these breeds separate for hundreds of years.
Okay. One of our viewers has a dog that's a carrier. Can they still use that dog for breeding?
Absolutely. That's why you want to get a canine genetic health certificate so that you know what genes or mutations your dog carries. And once you know that, you can pair that dog with a clean dog, a dog that is what we call normal, that doesn't carry those genes, and completely avoid the disease in the puppies. You eventually will also, through your breeding program, eliminate these genetic diseases from the lines completely.
Many backyard breeders may not want to disclose that they have a carrier within their breeding program. How do we find out about that?
Well, the consumer, the one who's buying the puppy, should really demand to have a canine genetic health certificate. Paw Print Genetics believes that by having genetic testing done, you can actually increase the value of your dogs. You'll breed these diseases out of your dogs, and you can prove that by providing the health certificate to the potential buyers.
Well, that adds a lot of value to any breeding program.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, I'm going to tell you, this has been absolutely fascinating, but unfortunately, we're about running out of time for this particular episode. What I would like to do, though, is to have you come back, and Sanine and I will both sit with Lisa, and we're going to talk a little bit further about how to begin swabbing, I think is what you called it, and that's how you begin your testing sequence, right?
Correct. That's how we obtain the DNA so we can test for the genes in your dog.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll tell you what, you guys be here next week. We're going to get into another absolutely fascinating discussion about Paw Print Genetics and Canine Health.